Hello, everyone. I hope this finds you well. Today we are going to be working on our Andy Warhol project, and I am going to be using a photo that I found on unsplash.com because it is free and it is royalty free, and it's a very high resolution photo. And I love this image. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a photo very similar to Andy Warhol's Marilyn Monroe photo that he created where there are multiples of him. So what I'm going to do to get started is I have this one photo. I don't want to use the entire photo because I feel like there's too much grass. So I am going to crop it with the crop tool. Here it is. I'm going to click on it. And then I am going to grab the corners and go down a little bit. I think that's fine. And I'm going to double click. Now I have the image that I want and I need to know how big it is. So I'm going to go to Image and Image Size. And this is really important for you because we are going to make a new canvas. So we're going to have to write these things down and then do some math. So the width is 5 inches and the height is 5.4. I'm going to round it up to 5.5. Now in the directions I ask that you multiply this at least 6 times. I also want to write down that the resolution is 150 because I will have to write that too. So if I want to have it 2 images wide, I need to make it 10 inches. And then I want it 3 images long. So I need to make it, what do you think it is? Can anyone do the math for me? I need to make it 16.5. Alrighty, and I could actually round it up because then I could crop it. So I am going to just round it up to 17. Alrighty, so I don't need to do anything here except write some things down, and I'm going to say, okay. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is go to File, New. And then this is a different window than what you have. This is the new Photoshop. However, it is somewhat similar. I'm going to change it here, but you will change it in your window. You want to make sure that it is in inches. So the width, I'm going to change it to 10. And the height, I said I'm going to change it to 17. I'm rounding up, and that's totally fine. The resolution, I mentioned to you, you have to keep it the same so that it doesn't change the way the photo comes into the new canvas. I'm going to keep it RGB. Background is really important because we are going to be having 6 layers. I want to make it transparent. And then I'm going to say Create. Now here it is, it's lovely. In the directions I tell you to grab your image, and what we are going to do is go to this marquee tool, and then all I'm going to do is press Control A so that it selects the entire image. Then I'm going to copy it, Control C, paste it. All right, here it is. Now I can go to the Move tool, and you can see here my layers. I have only 1, so I need 6 layers. I can either come over here and say duplicate, or I can paste it 5 more times. And either way is easy enough. How many do I have? There we go. Now I have 6. And as I mentioned to you before, they are all on top of each other. So I can't see them except the one that I just moved. So each layer I will have to move. So I am on layer 6. And I am just going to move them. You can see that they do sometimes kind of like magnets and will go directly next to each other. If they don't, and you see a little gap, I like to use the arrows on my keyboard because that seems to be able to move them in very small amounts. So here you go. This is fantastic. Again, I overestimated, so I'm going to take the crop tool and I'm just going to crop that out, double click, and here we go. This is really cute. Alrighty, the next thing that I had mentioned to you is to make it look like this Marilyn Monroe image where he multiplied. We are going to play with the adjustments. We're going to go to Image, then we're going to go to Adjustments, and then we have all of these adjustments that we can do. So in order for me to, in my brain, understand what I'm doing, I'm going to go to layer 6 just to go in order. I'm going to go back to Image, and then adjustments. And I could do almost anything here. Let's go to brightness. Now, the one thing to mention is on almost every single one of those adjustments, they do have these controls. And so, you can play around with them and see what they do. If you do not like what they're doing, I'm just going to keep it like that. You can say cancel, or you can say, okay. I'm going to make it very contrasted. I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to go to the next one. The whole idea is to play around and to experiment. Okay, the next thing I'm going to go to is vibrance. Now, when you do that, when you do this, I'm asking that you use different adjustments so that you can see what they all look like. So that when you do different projects, you kind of know what might be here. There's black and white. You can play around with this as well. There is a box here that you can preview. So if you want to play around with the yellows, let's see, and you can see what they might be doing. I'm not seeing much of a difference. Oh, a little bit there. So if you don't like this, you can say cancel. It's not really doing anything for me except that it does turn things to black and white. I'm not going to go over every single thing here for you, but I just wanted to at least show you how to do this. I'm going to, let's do threshold. I love that. I'm going to say okay. I'm going to kind of finish this up really quick. What I'd like you to do is definitely play around with all the controls, all of the adjustments. You can do certainly more than 6 images. I would love for you to do that. It's a photo filter. Play around with that. I'm not sure if you have this, but I do, so I'll play around with it. Not sure what that's doing. Okay, I'm going to say okay. I'm going to come back up to that. That's what I was. Okay, really didn't do much. I can go back. You can layer your adjustments, hue and saturation. Let's play around with that. Oh, very cool. Okay, so now I'm finished. Then when you are finished, you are going to save your document. And to do that, we're going to go to File. And because I am working on the new Photoshop, I have to go to Save a Copy. But as I had mentioned to you before, I like that you say Save As. You can go to Save To. However, again, I have a new version. I have to go save a copy. Because I'm finished with this document, I'm going to save it as a JPEG. So a JPEG will glue all of these layers into place. And I'm going to click on that. And now I'm going to save it into my server folder and say save. Now, please read the directions to find out how I would like you to save it in terms of what to name it. When you get to this window, I just say okay. You can certainly play around with this. It either will make the file smaller or larger, however you would like it, and say okay. And now you are all set and you are ready to hand in. Please make sure that you do read the directions and you turn it into this assignment. All right, guys, thanks. Bye.